What is up, everybody? Happy Tag Team Thursday. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics. I do a lot of things over on Instagram, but I'm starting to do a lot of things over on YouTube. And I've been getting a lot of help from the crew, and the crew being Rod, Just Rican and his comics, John's Comics with Kids, and Tony Old Wolf. Thank you all for so much for having me on Tag Team Thursday. Is my second time around. If you guys are new or if you're just catching the replay, Tag Team Thursday did not start here. I'm wrapping it up. I'm the closer, right? We started off at 6:30 with Rod over on Just the Weekends and his comics. I have the links, by the way, in the description below. So we started with Rod. From there, we went over to John's Comics with Kids channel at 6:45, and then 7 o'clock over at Old Wolf's channel, and then 7:15. Here we are. So this is my second time around. Last week was so much fun, and guys wanted me back, asked me to come back on. I said absolutely. Love the team here. So Tag Team Thursday, that's what it's all about. 15 minutes, show off your books, talk about what's coming up in the future. Each guy kind of has their own thing, which is really cool. I'm calling this show the Comic Continuum because when it comes to comics and the hobby itself, it's all about nonstop. There's always something going on, whether you are just getting into new comic book day, or you're in the in-between where you're starting to read the new comics you just picked up, or you're catching up on older comics and older series, or you're on the next new comic book day, right? So it's just ongoing. So with that being said, I will get into my top 5 books that I've read from yesterday's new releases. Get a little bit into detail with which ones I liked, which ones I didn't. I won't give any major spoilers away, but definitely we'll talk a little bit about these 5 books. So just be aware of that. And then I will close it out with the next 3 books that I'm excited for this next Wednesday coming up. Before we get into it, again, I want to say thank you guys so much. Tag Team Thursday. Make sure you guys catch those replays. The links are in the description below. So Rod, John, Tony, thank you guys so much for including me in this, because I love it and I love the community, and you guys are such a big part of that. So with that being said, I want to say a quick hello to the chat. And then I'll jump into my recent reads, I guess you can say. So Todd Christian in the house. He's been here all through all 4 of them, all 4 videos. So appreciate you, brother, for hanging out with all of us and joining the ride. PJ King as well, doing the same thing. And Brandon was just talking about this was his first time watching all the tag team stuff. So appreciate you, man, for joining in. And there's John himself dropping the links and really keeping all this together, and the promoting and everything else. John, you put in so much work, man. I really appreciate everything that you do, including this Tag Team Thursday stuff. It is a lot of fun. Jennifer is in the house. Hello, Jennifer. Appreciate you hanging out as well. You've been through all these videos as well, too, so thanks for hanging out. There's the man, Rod the Rican. He was the one that kicked this off. So again, guys, if you have not seen the previous videos, that is where you go to start. And it's 6:30 every Thursday. So that is the kickoff point. So make sure you guys have him subbed up as well. And let's see. We got Eric is in the house. Azores, Tiger. Hello. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate that, man. PJ King, I did not want to say it, but that man, yes, heck yeah, man, I like that. The Mariano Rivera, my girlfriend would be really happy to see. She's probably watching right now, but she would be very happy to see that. She is a diehard Yankee fan, and she got me into it. So I know how much Mariano Rivera. He is the closer. So yes, closer for the Tag Team Thursday. Caroline's in the house. What's going on, Caroline? Caroline's got some great content. She's been teaming up with a lot of people in the community as well on Instagram and YouTube, and she's posting a lot of great stuff over on Instagram. So make sure you check her out. Always talking good comics. And okay, so I think we're kind of caught up in the chat at the moment. So before I even show the books, I wanted to show you real quick. Check this shirt that I just got. It is Guardians of the Galaxy, and it is like a band shirt. It says Nowhere Tour, right? It's the Nowhere Tour. It's like a band shirt that they had. It's part of this Marvel t-shirt club that my girlfriend signed me up for Christmas. So every month I get a new shirt. I just want to show that off real quick because I don't really go out much because of the pandemic. So had to show that somewhere. So and there she is, Lindsay saying, love that. Yes, Mo was the best ever. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to show you my books. And if you are new to my channel, or if you're new to me, I am not I'm more of a digital reader when it comes to reading. Yes, I do buy the physical books. I support the physical books. I support my LCSs. I'm all for the importance of physical books. But when it comes to actually reading, I'm actually a bigger fan of reading digitally. So I actually buy the book twice. Not it kind of hurts the wallet, but working on it. Unlimited and all that stuff works well, but with the new books, I got to pay for them. So I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I've been reading on my iPad, and this is stuff that just came out this past Wednesday. So stick with me here. We're going to start with DC. So this is the first book I'm kicking off with, and Wonder Woman, Future State Wonder Woman. This is issue number 2, and this is Joelle Jones. If you guys have not read the first issue, I highly recommend checking it out. Future State, I should say, and I clarified this in other videos, I'm not a DC person. I just never really took the time to dive into a lot of DC stuff. I like Batman's dope, but I just haven't really had time to read comics for DC. So I decided Future State was a good time to do so. So that's what I'm doing here. And Future State Wonder Woman, issue number 2. I was just watching last night. There was a New Comic Book Day book club for Alec and John that they had. This was one of the books that they kind of talked a little bit about. And I think Alec, actually, I'm going to steal what he said because he really hit it on the head with the idea that I feel like there was a lot going on in this issue where the first issue, this is a 2-parter, by the way. The first issue, they probably could have taken some of the story of this and put it in the first issue. Because I felt like the first issue was like short and not as much happened that I feel like they should have given us. And then you get a lot here, and it's all kind of jammed in at the end. It's a great book. I still really enjoyed it. Still give it like an 8.5 to a 9. The artwork is beautiful. I mean, I don't even think I need to say that. Joelle Jones, she does so beautiful work. So highly recommend it. And this is, like I said, part 2. So definitely recommend checking that out. Even if you're not reading the Future State stuff, I think it's cool. And plus, Yara, I mean, she's kind of a big deal. So we're probably going to see her. I think someone said, I think I saw Jennifer talking about that. We're probably going to see her in the next one, in having her own series coming up soon. So have to see more information on that. But yeah, just some really great artwork. I'm just going to flip through a couple things here. I know it's kind of a glare. But yeah, Joelle Jones, greatness. And yeah. All right. So next book up, that was the first one. Next one up here is, I'm going to go into Maniac of New York. I don't know if you guys have read this yet. I really enjoyed this. And I will say, I guess the only downer with this is that the originality of the killer itself, kind of is Jason. Friday the 13th. I think someone I saw in a previous chat saying that the writer was influenced a lot by Jason, which is cool. I mean, that's, I guess, the only points I take away from it is the originality. But the story itself was really interesting. It takes place in 2016 in New York City, where basically the people that were watching the ball drop for the new year get slaughtered, and it's this guy with a machete and a mask and blood everywhere. And a lot of people die. And basically the murders haven't been solved since, and it's 4 years later. Now there's someone new that's on the case, and she's very eager to get into it because she actually has a bit of a personal past with this killer. She's met this killer before and has had a negative experience. And so with that, she's very eager to go and try to solve this. Meanwhile, everyone else, like the NYPD, everyone else just kind of looks at this as like, not a joke, but just like, hey, we're never going to get this guy. It's like he just comes when he shows up when he wants, kills when he wants, leaves. No one can ever catch him. Why bother? It seems like the world, or at least the city, has kind of just dealt with it and is like, okay, just when there's a killing, we'll tell everybody be safe and don't go near that area for a while. And for her, the main character, she's like, no, she believes that she can stop him. So she's really involved with it. She gets a partner who is passionate enough to where she joins in. And anyways, I'm not going to get too much more in detail. Maniac of New York. It was written by Elliot Kalan and Andrea Mutti. But it was really cool. Artwork was it was good. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible, but I thought it was fine. So that was that. There's some of the opening scenes from New York City, and just the first couple panels of where you can see kind of the massacre that goes on there. What's up, Fuchsia? I see Fuchsia in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jennifer saying Wonder Girl is getting her own series. Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, Jennifer, I remember you mentioning that before. It's really exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. So, yeah, next book that I want to talk about. How am I doing with time here? Okay, I already lost 10 minutes. Man, this goes quick, guys. This goes really quick. I got 3 books here that I still want to talk about. Deep Beyond. This book right here is from Image. Some of the guys have talked about it. Mirko Andolfo, she has been writing it. I was confused. I felt like a lot of the story was really jammed into this first issue, and I don't know. It's kind of a turnoff for me. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be going back for a second issue. I believe it's 12 issues total. So if this ends up being better or gets better, then I think that I will open up to the idea that I'll pick it up in trade form or something like that. But I don't think I'm going to take the risk and throw money at each issue to hope that it gets better. I think it's just it's time for me to not continue with this. The artwork was fine. I mean, I guess I wanted some. I think my expectations too was a big part of it. My expectations were a lot higher for this book. It just looked so sweet. And I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of randomness that happened. You're not even underwater most of the time, at least in this first issue. So yeah, I don't know. I was excited for more than what we got out of this, but won't get too into detail with that. Next book up is Fear Case. This was written by Matt Kind, and Tyler and Hillary Jenkins did the artwork for this. Fear Case is a really cool book. I actually just read it last night with my girlfriend. Got my girlfriend starting to read comics now, guys. It's great stuff. And so I read the synopsis for this, and she thought it was cool. It was either this or Maniac of New York, and so she picked this one. So we read this, and we ended up really liking it. It reminds me of the 2 movies. There's The Box and The Gift. Those 2 movies, for whatever reason, maybe I'm mixing the 2, but basically are very similar. It's all about this case that has like destroyed civilizations and have done really bad things to the world throughout its time. It's gone through years and years of history. And basically the rule with the case is when you have the case, you have basically 3 days to get rid of it. And if you don't, you're supposed to give it to someone that you don't like or someone that you hate. And if you don't, then the case ends up going to someone you love, and then they get tortured by it, or so on and so forth. So there's some really unique things that happen in here. It's kind of a detective case. These 2 guys that are part of the Secret Service, they get put on the task of the job, and apparently everyone that gets put on this job, they're on it for like a year, then they rotate and change out. And so these 2 guys were selected. They're on the case now. And they're trying to figure out, they end up going into this home. There's blood everywhere. The wife is standing in a pool out back with a blade in her hand and blood all on her. And it was just, yeah. I mean, and they're trying to like scope it out and see what's going on, who's still alive, all this crazy stuff. So definitely recommend Fear Case if you're into the horror stuff. I think it's going to be a good series overall. And then the last book that I want to go to is a Marvel book, my only Marvel book again, even though I'm a Marvel guy first and foremost. This is the one book that I've read so far is Star Wars. And I will say, if you guys know, I'm an X-Men guy, but I'm behind on the X-Men stuff because I'm reading a lot of it on Marvel Unlimited. So taking my time with it, waiting for them to come out 3 months after they've been released, which is kind of torturous, especially hearing like some of the things John has to say and some of the other people in the community. But that's partially why Marvel's been a little lighter for me. I see Hyper Combo in the house. I want to say a quick hello to Hyper Combo. What's going on? Caroline says, "Oh my God, The Box. I remember that movie. Yeah, it was definitely. It's kind of similar. Like you got to like give this case to somebody." And she said, "Fear Case seems dope. I haven't read it yet, but picked it up." Very cool. Yeah, it's a solid black cover as you saw before. So very, very interesting. Gray Man is in the house. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So all right, last book here. So I picked up issue number 2 of High Republic, and I have really been enjoying this series. I know there's been a lot of hype about it, so I feel like that's kind of getting a lot more of the glamour, a lot more of the light, because there's these first appearances, and people are freaking out and wanting to buy it. Even non-Star Wars fans are buying this book, for speculation purposes and things like that. I wish that a lot of that stuff really wasn't a thing, but this book as a story, I really enjoyed and really like where it's going. The last issue, and again, if you haven't read it, turn me off or turn this down. But the last issue essentially ends with Kiev, who's this. She was a Padawan, and she ends up becoming knighted, so she's now a Jedi officially. And because of that, in this issue, it kind of starts off with her kind of going in her own head about like just realizing that, you know, she used to be this Padawan. Now that she's a Jedi, she has all these eyes watching her. It's just such a bigger deal now, and she's nervous about it. And really, she shouldn't be. She wasn't nervous beforehand, you know, and now she's kind of just, it's all in her head, right? And then they essentially get a call, a distress call from, you know, another area of space. They end up trying to go see what's going on with the distress call, and they run into this destruction. And again, this is just the first couple panels, so I'm not giving away too much, but, you know, essentially they run into this big destruction of, you know, this ship, and you see these bodies that are floating, and they realize that they're too late. They get to the distress call, and they're a little too late. So with all that, they end up exploring. We meet two new Jedi, by the way, two twin Jedi. They're really cool, kind of robotic. We'll learn more about them, but you know, of course, they go into the ship. Not going to go into detail. They do find some surprises. One of the things, though, is you know, someone else is on the ship. They essentially they get attacked. At least the master, what's his name? Skier gets attacked, and he goes nuts. He goes ballistic on this person that attacks him. And he kind of loses his temper. So you start to see this dark side of him, or really just this questionable side. Like, you know, he's a Jedi master. He's not supposed to like react the way he reacted, and he went nuts on this when someone tried to attack him. Anyways, not going to get into all the details. The panel artwork's really cool. The layout's really cool. You can see, you know, just kind of how some of the stuff's laid out here. And again, not going to get too much more into detail, but that is those are my reads. I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend High Republic, and like I said, yes, people are buying them up right now. There's a lot of hype with everything else, but if you can get your hands on a copy, great. If not, buy it digitally, but read it. Take some time and read it. I think a lot of people are just buying this stuff and putting it away, and or you know, sealing it up in slab cases, and that's it. Take some time and read this book. It's really good. And then to close out, guys, because I know I hit this, I really gotta. Oh no, I'm like 2 minutes behind. That's not too bad. Not too bad. If you're just joining, this is Tag Team Thursday. Make sure you guys check out Just the Rican Comics down below. That's where it all started at 6:30. I have his description down there, and then it jumped over to John's Comics with Kids. Tag Team Thursday continued to John, and then it jumped over to Old Wolf 65. So we joined him afterwards, and then I kicked it off at 7:15. So I got 3 books for you guys before I close out here, and these are my top 3 books that I'm excited for next week. And the first one I'm going to do is Eternals issue number 2. And I should note that these are books that I'm currently reading. So, you know, I'm excited to read this the minute it comes out. This will probably be something I break down next week because I actually really enjoyed the first one. And if you guys are fans of Thor, God of Thunder, Jason Aaron, Esad Ribic, I think that this is worth it just for the fandom of Esad Ribic and his work. It really brings me back with Thor, that whole run. Absolutely loved it. So I feel like we're getting a little bit of a taste, right, with this one. You know, your man's here, right? Thanos is in here. So won't get too much into it. But Kieran Gillen is doing the writing. I know a lot of people are big fans of Gillen, so definitely another positive about this book. So definitely something to consider. Second book out of the 3 is Scout's Honor. John was just talking about this. Him and Alec, White Whale Comics, they did a whole thing with the writer, what's his name? David Pepos. Where they had him on his show, and they did a whole breakdown with the writer, and it was really cool for the first issue. So this is the second issue. I really enjoyed this, and I'll tell you now, you might have looked at this as one of those books that, like, I don't know, especially if you weren't into Boy Scouts or anything like that. I wasn't really. I did it as a Cub Scouts, but I wasn't really into it. I didn't think I was going to like this book. I didn't think I was going to care at all about it. But it's, you know, it takes place in the future. It's this apocalyptic kind of world that we're in, and there's just some really powerful stuff that happens with the characters that really makes you care for these characters and seeing what challenges they're kind of facing in this new society, and also what's discovered kind of towards the end, which again, won't get into any spoilers, but definitely recommend this. I see Bonix in the house, my man. Comics with Bonix. Hello, sir. Comics with Bonix doing some great stuff over on YouTube, and a lot of great things over on Instagram. So great to see you, brother. And also Nigel's in the house. What's up? What's up? Yeah. So, oh man, and Rajan's in the house. What's going on, Rajan? Appreciate you guys. This is Tag Team Thursday, guys. So make sure you check out the other 3 videos that went on before mine. I'm just closing it out here today. The last book before I wrap up, Homesick Pilots. This is issue number 3. I read issue number 1, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty good, good enough to where I want to keep reading. I picked up number 2, have not read it yet. This actually may be one of those series that you will want to catch and trade. I think that it needs a little bit more time with some of the story and what's going on exactly, but the beginning's pretty straightforward. Essentially it's these group of kids that are in a band. The band title is Homesick Pilots. The unfortunate thing is they are not the popular band in town. There's another band that's more, quote unquote, cooler than them, and they're kind of bullies to Homesick Pilots. So, anyways, they're trying to figure out a really cool way to throw a better concert, basically a local concert. So they want to do it in this house where it's essentially this haunted house that the rumors that this family had died in it, and or the house is like possessed or is dangerous in some way. So the lead singer, the chick that's in the band, she goes and checks it out, but then some bad things happen. I won't get into all the details, but definitely enjoyed the first issue. This is issue number 3. I may just read right through, go 2, 3, and just kind of keep up with that. Otherwise, I recommend it as a trade as that closes out. Artwork is really cool too, I should note. Casper Wingard is doing the artwork, and Dan Waters is the writer, by the way. So want to just catch up in the chat real quick before I close out. Comic Comics is here. Alan, what's going on, bro? Alan has been so hyped recently, following some stuff with Reggie and Comic Tom 101 last night. I was hyped with all the different positive stuff that they were talking about, and Comic Comics definitely he got me hyped as well. So just for the community, just for the all the projects people are working on. Shout out to everybody in the comic book community, whether you're on Instagram or YouTube or both. I highly recommend you guys be on both, be active on both, because the community is so great all around. But good to see you, Alan. Really appreciate you, brother. Let's see. We lit. He says, Caroline says, Homesick Pilots, really enjoying it. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely recommend it. Looking forward to it next week for sure. Climbing Comics says, we lit. Yes, good room tonight. I'm in the West Coast, luckily. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, appreciate that you could jump on. Again, guys, this is Tag Team Thursday. So I did not start this video. It started out with Rod, just the Rican in his comics. He's in the chat right now. It was over at 6. It started at 6:30. So it's every Thursday, guys. Make sure every single Thursday they're kicking it off. It starts at 6:30 over on Rod's channel. And he shows his new comic book day pickups from the day after, as he calls it. Some really cool stuff. And then at 6:45, it jumps over to John's Comics with Kids channel. From his channel, he talks about all the new stuff that's coming out that he's excited for. Afterwards, we jump over to Old Wolf 65 at 7 o'clock Eastern, as he breaks down all the books that he got. I know this past week, unfortunately, he didn't get all the books he was hoping to get, but you have to go check out his channel in order to see what he got if you weren't there just 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. And then, of course, I have closed it out here. 7:15 just jumped on, trying to keep it within the 15-minute range, but it is hard. It is really hard, especially going live. Wanting to give everybody some props and just highlighting stuff, seeing everybody hanging out in the chat. I really appreciate all you guys. Tag Team Thursday. This is Rod, John, and Tony's baby right here. Tag Team Thursday. They kicked it off. They had me on. This is my second time on, so appreciate you guys, and definitely looking forward to more Thursdays in the future, and hopefully more guests, more people joining as well. So I think with that being said, I wanted to say one thing about this Saturday. I'm going to be, Comic Collector Origins, having my show 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to have Otto from 3 Men in a Basement, Everett Otto, over on Instagram. He's with the 3 Men in a Basement crew on YouTube. He's going to be my guest, and I'm really excited for it because I've known Otto now for a good amount of time, and he's an X-Men brother, a mutant brother. He loves the Claremont stuff, and actually, now that I think about it, we really got to have him on the X-Men show at some point because he would fit perfect on that, John. We gotta talk to him about that. But definitely going to interview him and hear a little bit about his origin past, how he got into comic books, how he started collecting, where he is now, and what his goals are. So if you guys are new to Origins, Comic Book Origins, it's a show I do every Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. I interview the community. So, and I'm looking for more guests. I have a bit of a line right now, but if you guys are ever interested in being on the show, just reach out to me. Would love to book something at some point with you guys because yeah, that's it's been a lot of fun. Sounds more like the Fatal Four Way than a tag. Love it, love it. Great stuff, great man, great stuff. Yeah, man. So again, appreciate you guys. If you're just catching the replay, take the time, hit the what's that called? The thumbs up, the like button. I appreciate that. That really helps the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to me. Certainly looking to subscribe to new people as well. So I'm open to that. And find me over on Instagram because I do a lot of fun stuff over there, including some videos from here and there and posting some other cool variants and other fun stuff. But I do a lot of my talking over on Instagram as well. So anyways, tomorrow I'll be dropping a video. Keep an eye out for that. Got some stuff in the mail, and it has to do with Descender. John, JP, Comic Man Andy, if you guys are watching at some point, Descender coming out. What up, Connecticut Comics in the house? We're just wrapping up here. Good to see everybody. Yeah, like I said, catch me on over Instagram. Tag Team Thursday. That's what this is, guys. Tag Team Thursday. Make sure you go back and follow the first 3 videos that were on before me. And otherwise, I will talk to you guys later.